Rekkanition. For the music makers of Portland. Now listen with your host, Rekka. Rekkanition.
What is up? What is up? What is up, guys? Dude, today I am with Bryan Detailz.
What up, y'all?
Or just Detailz as well, you said, right?
Yeah,
You go
can
with
call me
either of them?
Detailz.
That's super dope. And so you actually are a breaker. And I was hoping you could like explain something for me, because I've been told recently by somebody that you guys don't like to call it breakdancing. You like to call it breaking?
Yeah. So the thing is just
Has that always been like that?
kind of because
Yeah.
breakdancing is kind of like something for people, like it was just a white word in order to put it into a category.
Oh, I see.
So that way people can like distinguish the dance,
Mhm.
But we were breakers, b-boys, and then I just danced because obviously of the breaks, in
Yeah.
the song and stuff. So that's at least where it comes from. But we just don't, because it's just a term that break dancing is like a white term,
Yeah,
a
that makes
white,
sense.
white
Yeah.
term,
Where you're like, we want to keep it original. Like,
Mhm.
this is what it was. This was what it's called.
Mhm.
That makes sense. Totally. And so what got you into it? Like, have you always done it? Has it been like,
I mean,
because I don't really know
Yeah,
you. So
yeah,
I'm like, I want to
no,
know. I'm really
sure.
interested in this. It's sick.
yeah. Well, as far as like my dance, where I came from, it was like obviously I came from a house where people were always dancing and doing this and that, but I never really picked up breakdancing or saw it or all style dancing until high school. So it was like my very first freshman year when I was first introduced to it by a couple of friends there, and it was just pretty dope to understand because I was like I had nothing really going on. It was more
Mhm.
just kind of like the simple. I wasn't popular, I wasn't this and that, but I wanted to be popular, and I was like, I wanted to have attention from other people,
Mhm.
because I feel like we long for it. And that was just one thing I was like, okay, maybe if I dance, people are just going to notice me,
Mhm.
specifically women, which is, 'cause,
Yeah.
but overall, that was like kind of my first introduction to like,
Yeah. And how old were you said?
so I was about maybe 16,
Oh,
like 16
yeah.
or
That's
15
sick.
turning, something like that.
Yeah. And I really like it too when it comes to like kids, because I feel like it gives them an outfit, like an outlet, like you're saying, like
Mhm.
you're longing for, your interests, So I think it's really sick. Like, have you seen a whole lot of like really young kids into it?
I do, yeah. As far as it goes, I was like, there's a lot of young kids that are just doing like phenomenal stuff because obviously now that they're started so young, they have such a wide area to keep going and keep expanding the dance. So it's just crazy.
Do you have like a big community of people that you like practice with too, or do you just kind of do your own thing?
Yeah, that I definitely. So I have two crews, and they're both pretty big. With like at least as far as like how many people are in
How
there.
many?
So
Well, not
in
like
each
exact, but like,
right. Individually, there's about maybe 10 in each crew.
damn though, that's sick.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because I saw you guys during like hip hop week, but
Mhm.
I feel like I haven't seen it other than that. Like the hip hop week before like COVID was the first time, well, for me, because I live kind of out of town, but the first time
Yeah.
I saw it like at a hip hop event where I was like, where the fuck has this been? And I was like, this
Real?
is fucking sick,
Yeah.
like. So, do you guys go to like a studio meetup and practice, or do you guys even just during COVID maybe you sent videos to each other like try this,
I'm dead.
like
Just FaceTime call each other, right?
yeah.
No, that obviously there's doing some online battles and stuff that they had to do for COVID.
Oh,
But
cool.
as far as like studio practice, there really wasn't too many studios that we kind of, well, honestly, since we kind of kept to ourselves, we didn't really like expand towards other studios until finally just recently where I started connecting with other people, like obviously through hip hop week or that whole kind of culture started coming out. It connected me to other outlets, but we used to go to 24 Hour Fitness and just kind of use their dance studio.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, mostly.
That'd be sick too, though.
Mhm.
Especially if you walk up into the gym and you like see that, you're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
that's sick.
We also walk up with like big boombox and things like that.
Yeah?
So they know. They're
Oh,
like,
that's what's
they
up.
definitely know.
And you guys still do that too. I've even
Yeah.
seen like upgraded jukeboxes that look the same,
Mhm.
but they're Bluetooth. I think that's sick. No, that's awesome. And you said that you guys kind of like kept to yourself. I heard that too.
Mhm.
Like, and I always kind of wondered why.
So I don't know necessarily why. I feel like because as a dancer, like for us, since we want to be original as much as possible, we don't like people kind of taking our moves or our stuff and kind of like that kind of thing. And so I feel like that's probably why we were so kind of like introverted in that.
Mhm.
But I feel like that's kind of a big mistake because the more we can expand on it, the more people are gonna want to see it and do
Oh
it.
yeah, like I
you know.
never saw it really
Yeah.
at all, and now I'm trying to figure out where I can get my kid in that because I'm
Yeah.
like, that looks amazing, fun,
Mhm.
and it just looks like a work of art too. Yeah, I feel like we have started to have that energy where people can like learn from each other,
Mhm.
and I think that's really awesome. Do you know of any places where they are like teaching kids how to do that?
Right now, probably just at it's like a Fuse dance studio.
Oh
Like,
yeah, with Kelsey, yeah.
yeah. So Keyshawn right now was one of my friends that he's at least teaching it, and I think they do it like Thursdays from like 6:30 or something to
Oh,
like
that's
8 or something.
sick.
But yeah, so he's just like the intro level right now. And they're trying to have me do like the intermediate, and we see like a little bit more advanced levels.
Mm-hmm.
But it's mostly just my work that kind of gets in the way. So
Oh,
usually,
I feel that so
yeah,
hard. It's so rough
it
to try
sucks.
to do the things that you love while having a day job.
Hmm.
And that's why people like you are so valuable. The people that
Hmm.
take their time out of, from their actual schedule
Hmm.
to even like teach people their art is awesome. That's why I love like that dance studio. So it's really cool that it's starting to like come together.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, this is crazy. And you actually like compete, don't you?
Oh
You
yeah.
were at that competition competing, right?
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah, because I remember that interview. And so how many times have you done that? Have you like traveled doing that or?
Yeah, no, I've traveled like I'm trying to travel basically nationwide and then obviously, international. But for right now I've been to like Hawaii,
Oh,
Colorado,
cool.
I'm trying to go to Texas this year, so probably November or something like that. And so I've just been all over the place and just trying to compete, but I've also kind of not been such a high level yet when I was actually traveling. So it kind of didn't make my name yet, at least as far as like international level yet. But soon, once I start, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
getting more out, then potentially,
I
hopefully,
see it
get
because
that.
I saw you dancing that day and I was like, oh, it's not called dancing. It's called breaking. See, this is also,
You're
some
okay.
people got to give me a break because I got to work on the habit of like words and stuff,
Yeah, you're good though. It's still a
Yeah.
dance, so you're good.
Yeah. Well, and somebody told me that they were adding it to the Olympics.
Mhm.
Are they calling it breakdancing or are they calling it breaking? Do you know? Because I haven't.
Yeah.
I was going to Google it on the way here because I was thinking about it
Mhm.
because I was like, if they don't like it called that,
Yep. Unfortunately, that's probably like for
probably
people
what it
to
is.
Understand it because breaking, they're gonna be like, "What are you breaking?"
Yeah.
Like what do they mean? So unfortunately, it's probably gonna have to be a name that they put.
Yeah.
But overall, the people that are true to it, they're gonna know that it's definitely not
Yeah.
breakdancing, but it's whatever
Yeah.
though.
And yeah, I'm like a big fan of it. I think it's sweet. And I think it's really valuable to the hip hop scene.
Mhm.
I really think it is. Because I mean, there's nothing cooler than like somebody spitting some hot bars and then a breakdancer come out and just
Yeah.
do some wild, crazy shit while the DJ is scratching all crazy. Like that
Yeah.
is just something I feel like me as an artist, I long for. Hopefully
Yeah.
we can do that one day.
Most
We
definitely.
definitely should do that.
There's at least an artist called Big Daddy Kane. He
Yeah.
actually has a lot of like actual dancers
And like
that
promotes it like that.
exactly, and they get paid pretty well.
Well, that's how it should work.
Yeah.
And I agree the same way. Like even with a video I have coming up, like getting like the dance collective involved in it,
Mm.
where I was like, I just want to like support everyone and everyone can kind of put their, talents in the melting pot. I'll make the
Oh.
song. We'll get the videographer. We'll get the dancers,
Yeah.
like the DJ, like let's make it fun for all of us to express ourselves. I'm really excited like that you guys are getting more interlocked with it. I want to check out some of your guys' like classes too.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna do that.
Oh yeah, stop by for sure. Because I mean, she's really dope, so she's always trying to help out at least the breakdancing community. But she never knew how to reach us at
Mm.
first, which is kind of weird. Because I was like, but it also makes sense because we never really stuck our noses anywhere. So
Yeah.
it's kind of sucks.
Well, that's how it goes.
Mhm.
Sometimes you just got to break the ice sometimes. Well, and some people do bump heads that are, and
Mhm.
so you just like find the ones that you guys can get along and grow with,
Mhm.
Yeah, Kelsey's a great person for that. She's super kind, like lovable, super about the kids too. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that's like, well, that's a part that I focus on at least because I feel like it's not really about us right now. It's like
Mhm.
about our generation
For real.
and like teaching them to love each other and like everybody's talents. I feel like is the most important thing in my opinion.
No, yeah.
Like
it's
for
true.
my kid, I want her to learn from like all my friends. I'm like, you see all this cool stuff they're doing? Like, you better figure something out,
Yeah.
So what are your like favorite, like what's your favorite kind of music?
Like
Do you
music.
like boom bap or are you
Yeah.
all over?
Honestly, for me, I'm all over. Just because
all over?
I love like just hearing music, like just in general, and where like it takes me.
Yeah.
So if I just listen to, it could be like some either like what is it, kind of like the back in the day kind of music, like the what is it specific? I'm kind of blanking out on the actual word right now, which is kind of funny.
It's because we smoked earlier.
Yeah, that's probably it. Actually, now that I'm
That's
thinking
exactly why.
about it. Damn.
Yeah. I told you I do it all the time.
That's hilarious.
I'm always like, oh, I shouldn't smoke before this, and then
Yeah.
I do, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Oh, classical music. Okay, so classical music, like
Oh,
stuff
cool.
like that. Like actual Beethoven. I don't know why I spaced that shit, which is hilarious. Yeah, like stuff like that. Just because it just speaks passion,
Mhm.
and I mean, just in general, like it makes you feel a certain way.
Mhm.
And so that's why I love listening to all types of music, because I'm just trying to figure out how it's gonna make me feel and what I can connect with, and things like that. So I don't know. That's just kind of what I look
Yeah.
for.
Do you have songs that like if you're feeling a type of way, you go and listen to?
Mhm.
And
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know why I do that. I guess maybe because it matches the way that I feel at that moment. So
Yeah.
I'll go search for it. I don't
Exactly.
know why I do it, but it's like, it almost makes it worse though. Like if you're
Mhm.
listening to some sad stuff and you're
Oh,
like,
yeah. Yeah.
you're right. Like,
Yeah, when it hits home, for sure.
yeah, but that's the best kind of music still.
Oh yeah.
I have cottonmouth so bad.
No, that's hilarious.
And so, like, do you hang out with a lot of friends that make music?
So I actually not really. It was Keyshawn who kind of introduced me to a couple of other people that he knows that actually produce music.
Mm-hmm.
But I did have one coworker. His name is Noah. That ended up meeting X. He ended up meeting also Pink Sweats, and he also met Umi, like during like this one thing, and when he was making music and stuff. So
Thank you, Howie.
hell yeah.
Do we have any more? He's looking.
It's all good if you
Yeah.
don't. No worries.
I'll give you a sip of it. Well, I don't know, COVID.
Waterfall. He said.
Oh, I should have.
Huh? No, you're
I'd get
good.
it all over
That's
me.
what I'm saying.
I've
I was like,
never been good at that.
oh, the waterfall.
Oh,
Yeah.
never. Like I've seen people do it like really cool, and
Yeah,
no way. I've
right.
always made a mess. But yeah, and I wanted. So when you're breaking though, do you like more boom bap rap, or what kind? Because I feel like that's what I heard.
Mhm.
Well, when I hear it at most events that I've seen it.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know if that's like, or do you still find ways to break to like even like auto-tune new
Mhm.
style music
So I mean, it just really depends for
or
like
classical?
oh yeah, classical, right? Obviously the boom bat, that's technically where the breaks part is, and so that's why we dance a lot to that piece. I mean, you still can dance to the other stuff, but it's not really going to be necessarily breaking at that point. It's more just kind of an all style, and taking it, incorporating what you hear from the music instead.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, and you can hear it a lot more.
Mhm.
Like kind of newer beats are kind of not as like.
Oh, thank you.
Is that a Talk Cast cup? Yes. Check it. But yeah, and so we should get you in a music video too. We should do something dope like that. Do
Pretty
you know
cool.
who Tuesday is?
I don't think so. Tuesday.
She's a breaker.
Really?
Yeah.
Tuesday.
I don't know how many females there are doing it. Is there
Not
a lot?
Well, not a lot here. There's a lot in Seattle though, for sure.
Oh,
They
yeah?
started popping up and just being a lot more. Like
Oh, that's
now.
sick.
So it's just really cool, kind of like, because I've always wanted that community to be here too, because I feel like it's not a gender. It doesn't really matter, what you are, who you are, what you kind of kind of
Yeah.
identify as. It's just mostly just, it's like what you can put in the table right there and then.
Exactly.
So
Yeah. Like what can you bring to the community?
mhm.
I think that's really solid too. Cause it's also cool, having like a music community and like being
Yeah.
able to, even like videographers and photographers and producers and
Yeah.
like, that's why we have the collective. So we can like all come together and we all network some like cool stuff. And so have you been to like the meeting of the minds?
No, I
You
haven't.
should go
I don't
to
know
it.
what that is.
It's tomorrow.
Is it?
Yeah, I'll send you the link to it. But that's where like a lot of musicians go, and well, like I said, all the other ones that I just talked about
Yeah.
go to it and like meet up and talk about things. It's pretty sick. You should come through.
No, that'd be dope.
Yeah, because it'd be sick to start. We should have even more competitions. Like, do you guys do that all the time, like throughout the year?
Yeah.
How many have you do you do? Probably not a whole lot right now. Oh,
Yeah.
COVID, but
they're starting to pop out a lot more, more towards kind of like the East Coast area, California as well. So almost a lot of those started popping off there. But it's like us either making trips or not, having our vaccines and things like that we had to take. But now that we have that stuff, it's can pretty much go time now.
Oh, that's dope.
Mhm.
Yeah. I guess maybe we just, like I was saying, we should work with our younger generation to start getting them all into it. We need our own little like Portland squad that's like
Yeah.
super sick.
Oh yeah, because Seattle has like their own kind of like younger generation that they actually battled in Massive Monkeys. That was the main event that was happening up in Seattle, and they had basically from New Yorkers to basically Seattle, and their kind of younger generation faced off
That's
in a
sick.
battle. So it was
Like
like
how
5 or
young?
6 people. It was like I think 17 under or 18 under,
Yeah.
something like that.
That's super cool. Yeah, because that's really powerful. If
Oh,
you're
yeah.
trying to keep like kids off drugs, you got to find them a hobby,
Yeah.
It's like a super solid thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so where can everybody like find you at?
Oh, as far like I would say just Bryan_Detailz is my main like IG.
Yeah, with a Z though, right?
With the Z, yeah, that's the thing about it.
Details with a Z.
Because we represent Outsiders, which is obviously with the Z at the end for it too. So that's our crew
cool.
name. So that's why most of all of our names are kind of have like a Z at the very end, because obviously we want to represent our crew at that.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And got to start growing it too. Like even more. Like the fact I've seen like the collective and how big it is. I
Mhm.
could only imagine like how big of a massive like impact you guys can make with breaking.
No, yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah, and I hope it like sticks around forever too, because
Dude.
hip hop needs it.
That's the thing about it too, that I was worried because not a lot of us have the time to put into kids and teaching them, and we're
Mhm.
going back into the high schools and like starting groups like that, which kind of sucks because I feel like that was one thing that we missed, because we could have kept that pretty much going, and I feel like now a lot of the high schools, everything, it's just kind of not there anymore.
Well, they're not focusing on it either.
Yeah.
They're still focusing on all the like COVID stuff they have to
Mhm.
deal with. That is rough, yeah, because you can still do that 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
Give me a gym, let's do it.
Exactly,
Like
yeah.
no, I'll help you try to look into some stuff like that too, because we as a community should try to like make sure that our kids are still doing something sweet.
Mhm.
And so you just have Instagram, or you use?
Yeah, just Instagram, honestly. That's all kind of how I network.
That's sick.
So
Well, everybody needs to go follow him because this guy is sweet. And
thank you.
we're going to take off for today. Thanks everybody for watching.
Quick one today.
Yeah, it is.
And we're going to play your song, I'm Back.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I forgot all about it, but I have a new song that's already out on OG's album. And it's called I'm Back. And we just filmed this crazy, like haunted, like Halloween video. We kind of did it last minute and it turned out perfect. Like my homies dug a grave for us, like a full on grave. Yeah, it's crazy. And my friend let me use his crazy looking van.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I had blood all over me with
why he has it.
well, it's not. It's kind of more hippie looking.
Oh, okay,
He even put a flower on the side.
Nice.
But it's just one of those old Dodge looking ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
so I was like, who cares about the flower? Like it still looks creepy,
Yeah.
Let me drive this, And but it's gonna turn out sick, and so I'm hoping. I don't know how. It was last minute, so I'm hoping we'll have it out before Halloween, a couple days before, so we can get the like spooky energy and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be sweet. So make sure you go stream I'm Back, and we're gonna play it for you right now. And thanks for coming through, man. Again, where can people find you?
Bryan_Detailz.
Yeah, go follow this guy, and for real, give him some props because he's doing some dope shit.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
On a scale of killers from 1 to 10, do you think you're one of the best of all time?
I rate myself as fucking number 1.
So that's pretty damn good, isn't it?
That's pretty good,
I've been on my shit while I'm off that grid, but I'm still that bitch. I'ma kill that shit. I'm a real ass chick and I do real ass shit. But I still pop that lid if you want my list. Only thing I miss is the thrill I get when I'm on that stage and I kill myself. When I'm out my cage and I'm at my best. When I beat, man, don't rest. Man, I'm hollow in my chest. I don't follow all the rest. Why you borrow, I invest. My tomorrow in advance. It's 110 when I'm under this place. Man, I'm so upset. Make me so damn tense. If you got my back, I don't hold my breath. I've been on my own till the day day I'm dead. If I'm in my zone, that
On a scale of killers from 1 to 10, do you think you're one of the best of all time?
I rate myself as fucking number one.
So that's pretty damn good, isn't it?
It's pretty good, you know.
I've been on my shit while I'm off that grid, but I'm still that bitch. I'ma kill this shit. I'm a real ass chick and I do real ass shit. But I still pop that lid if you want my list. Only thing I miss is the thrill I get when I'm on that stage and I kill myself. When I'm out my cage and I'm at my best. When I beat, they don't know the rest. Now I'm hollow in my chest. I don't follow all the rest. Why you borrow, I invest. My tomorrow in advance. It's 110 when I'm under this place. Man, I'm so upset. Make me so damn tense. If you got my bag, I don't hold my breath. I've been on my own till the day I'm dead. If I'm in my